Hello, hello. My name is Terristof Guards, and welcome. Today we are playing D&D again. Right now, not everyone is available, so I'm doing a one-on-one session with JSR currently. Say hello.
Oh,
Right now, so currently Comet has work to do, so he's not available. So right now, that whole ordeal. But didn't want to leave you guys without a D&D video for 2 weeks, so decided to do a recording of a one-on-one session. Now, as it now leaving off from last time, everyone was heading to sleep. They had a long, they had planned a long day ahead of them, traversing the swamps once morning arrives. Claire, you after a good deal of sleep, you feel tugging at your fingertips. Nothing too heavy, but a slight tug.
um, then I'm probably gonna open my eyes and look down, see what it is. I'm probably expecting some kind of insect or something to be
Mhm.
crawling over my fingers as I
Um,
sleep.
Claire, as you open your eyes, attempting to wake up a little bit, not too far because you want to head back to sleep. As your eyes get used to the dark, you see that Echo is actually trying to pull on your hand.
All right. Then I'll probably sit up and if he's trying to lead me somewhere, I guess I'll follow him.
All right. So as you follow him, you do notice the mechanical white crow in the trees. May I ask where you're going?
Um, I'm not entirely sure myself. I'm following Echo.
Understood. And then he just keeps surveying.
Okay, as long as he's not following me, I don't mind.
You continue following Echo past the bit of tree line into the swamp, but not too deep. Eventually, you pass through a thick, there's heavy vegetation in front of you. Eventually, you pass through a very huge thicket of bushes, to the point where you had to start brushing past with
Right.
eyes closed as you push forward. But once you push past, you find yourself in a clearing in broad daylight.
What?
Looking around, you see in front of you a green hillside filled to the brim with flowers. On top of such a hill lies a lone person, dressed in red, sitting on what seems to be uh, a piece of cloth covering an area.
Right.
Would you like to roll a perception check?
Sure. Because
Understood.
this never goes badly.
Hey, hey, you passed it once. You got a nat 20.
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever passed it. Oh, my bad. Thanks for. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hmm?
Thanks. Thanks. What's it called? Shit. Muscle memory for trying to hit the plus button instead of the minus button. Oh, okay.
Uh,
That's not bad. That's a 14.
okay, so looking about, it's odd. Because this skyline is a bit different. Even though it's broad daylight, you can see that the sky is a bit darker, and you can
Okay.
see stars.
So it's
It's
broad daylight out, but I can see stars.
yes, it's broad daylight, but it's the sky is not like the bright light sky blue. It's a bit darker,
Okay.
but you can see the stars in the sky.
Okay then.
It's weird. It is
Light pollution's all funky around these parts.
um but yeah, and then attempting to look at looking around, it's just a large plains-like area, but you did exit a behind you was a small forested area.
Okay.
And looking at this lone person, you can see that they appear to have golden-colored hair.
Okay, I'm assuming I recognize this person at this
Yes,
point.
you would recognize this as Saint Donna,
All right.
the very saint who you made your new pact with.
Well then I guess I'm going up to greet her.
Ah, Claire, I've been expecting you.
Um,
Um, come.
Echo dragged me to you apparently.
Yes, I did ask for him to bring you. What up? Would you like some tea?
Sure, thank you.
All right. You
I'm
see
assuming
her
I
as you
sit
get
next to her or something.
yeah, as you get closer, you see she was in the middle of reading a book. You know Celestial, correct?
Um, yes, I do.
All right. On this book, you would it reads. Hold up. Have Okay, it reads "A Lone Night Among the Stars."
Okay.
So it appears to be a brownish book with silver gilding along the sides, and a little image of multiple stars layering across a blue background. But
Okay.
placing it down, she goes and grabs a small. I guess it's best described as just like a tea kettle.
Okay.
She quickly brings out a cup for you, a very small cup for Echo, and then a cup for herself. And quickly,
it's it's just a what's it called? Thimble that's like minor illusion to look like a tiny teacup.
uh, okay, apologies for the midnight waking. But I thought that I didn't want you to disturb your friends.
Yes, thank you for that.
Nodding
I'm
her head.
still not quite
Um,
sure how much I want them to know.
Looking closely, you notice that she appears to be older.
Older
Uh,
how?
like, well, a few things you notice. You do notice that she is more muscular.
Okay.
Uh, the first time you saw her, she was relatively thin, but this time around, she's put on some muscles.
Okay.
You're not exactly sure how a divine being exactly puts on muscles, but
Let me just remove the thin part of my notes.
you would also notice that her face seems to be more world weary than the first time you met her.
Okay.
You can't exactly you can't exactly tell how it's world weary, but you have a feeling. It,
Okay.
anyways, it's been 2 years now, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Well then, may I see the dagger?
Um. Oh, yes, of course. And I quickly take it out and show it to her.
So as you pass it off, the dagger itself, same as it was, a simple. Hold up. It's been a while since I read that description, so I do need a reminder. No, 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 no.
I don't think I have a proper description of it in my notes either, actually.
Oh, okay. Then I'll send it over.
Okay.
One sec.
That goes in the backstory category.
Yes, it does.
I need to organize my notes better.
Duh, 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 duh. Partner's dagger. Got it.
Basically, all I remember is that it's like a broken dagger.
Yes. Found it. Okay. Gotcha. Wait, hold up. That part, the silver part should not be there. There we go.
Oh, is that for the
Hmm?
when it starts getting repaired?
No.
Aw.
It's... That's a different thing. Anyways, so looking at the partner's dagger, it has changed a bit since last time. You can see that the blade itself has begun reforming. It appears the blade itself is a silver double-edged blade. Currently, it's about a quarter of the way there.
Right.
Uh, and as it is now, still a dagger with a black guard and a missing gem. Uh, I see you've been making progress. Uh, t- Handing it back. As she inspects it, she hands it back.
Yes, not as much as I'd like to have, but
Redemption takes time. I would know that best than anyone else.
yes, of course.
Anyways, unless the pressing topics, how's this group?
Um, I haven't been with them very long, but they seem mostly like nice people. I've been with Jackson. That's his name, right? Jackson?
Yes.
Yes, okay, good. I've been with Jackson the longest. We had a cart ride into the same town and coincidentally had the same um delivery mission. He's helped
Understood.
me greatly. I still don't know quite how to survive on my own.
Uh, I remember my adventuring days. Long since past. But I do hope you get to enjoy it.
Speaking of, the same man, Jackson, that I spoke of just now, he said he had a vision of sorts of a coming war. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this, would you?
Listening to it, she begins to ponder, thinking. Just think. A bit of thinking. Could you elaborate?
I haven't taken notes from last session yet. I need to rewatch the video,
Right,
but
but
I don't quite remember
I'll
everything.
go like for a run through. So
Okay.
Jackson. So basically, the summary is Jackson finds himself in the middle of a white desert, seeing
Okay.
multiple grand structures.
Right.
Um, but in front of him was a large scar upon the earth.
Right.
Uh, but two figures. There are and then there are the two main figures. One who appears in black armor, and one who appears in white armor. And as Jackson described, would be the armor that, well, would be the sets of armor that the replicas that you all delivered were based on.
Right.
Um, the two talk, and then they engage in combat with with bright, colorful things exiting from the scar, and then white lights appearing out of the sky. And he just talks about a watching being that basically is telling him hold up. That's basically showing him this future.
Okay.
So, as you explain it, Rimtoria does give off a few knowing nods. I see. Hmm. The armorers I definitely know, and I most definitely know the current wearer of the white set, or the heavenly armaments. Though I haven't noticed any problems. Does he give
Okay.
a time frame?
I'm not quite sure. I mostly just wanted to ask you about it because he claimed to have never had visions like this before.
Hmm.
I wanted to see the validity of them.
It visions are a bit are fickle to deal with. On occasion, visions are based on what is the current future, but there have been cases of visions seeing parallel futures. Of course, how one gets to that parallel future is determined on how one acts.
Right.
Giving a pausing a bit and thinking to herself, you know that she takes a quick sip and continues. Now, Malcatus hasn't acted much recently. He's mostly been dealing with the thrones.
The thrones?
Oh, roll religion check.
Okay. That
With
is
advantage, since,
with advantage. Okay.
yeah, since this is something you've also probably researched.
All right. So that is a 21.
Okay, so the thrones are basically the governing body of the soaring heavens.
Oh, okay.
Besides Malcatus, who is technically above them, but for the
Oh,
longest
Malkuth is
time,
light. Okay. Sorry, I got them mixed up for a second.
huh?
I thought Malkuth was the dark guy,
Oh no,
and
no,
I
that's
was a little bit scared what she meant by dealing with for
uh,
a second
yeah,
there.
yeah. So the thrones for the longest time were the ruling body of people in the soaring heavens, mostly comprised of true seraphim. Though recently there has been a few changes.
Okay.
Um, hmm. I would have to inquire within the soaring heavens itself, but maybe a future time I can tell you exactly what I feel. Visions will need to be investigated before a proper census can be made.
I see. He was awoken with a strange mechanical bird. I've seen other automatons like it before, but nothing. I can't tell anything specific about it. And if you truly did have a vision, and then it was followed immediately by something operating around him, I'm concerned about it. It's it it never sleeps, and it's unsettling to have around.
Hmm.
It
I.
also,
Yes.
sorry, he claims it's a familiar, but from what I've seen of most familiars, they don't usually act on their own or with their own self-interest, and it definitely does.
Hmm. I guess it could be one of the old forms of familiars. You know what is a pseudo-dragon, yes?
Yes, I've heard of them before.
You understand how they have their... they can act as familiars, but they act of their own accord.
Yes,
It could be something similar to that, but wouldn't be able to tell you exactly.
I see.
Hmm. Let's see. Regardless, I do believe you should keep an eye out for whatever the crow is doing.
Yes, I have been keeping my eye on it. It saw me come in here, but I made sure it was watching over the camp and not following me.
Uh, she gives a polite nod and um, let's see. And takes notice of something in the distance, but then just ignores it.
Okay.
Um, so, hmm, I do wish to talk to you about possible futures.
Okay.
You will eventually have to deal with your past sins,
I know.
but now is not the time. But when you
I
are
kind of like
ready,
as she says, like now is not the time. I kind of like release a little bit of tension in my body.
but when you are ready, Echo will help guide you back
Okay.
onto the road of the Horrid. The Horrid being short form for the Horrid Appraiser,
If
one of his epithets of the
yep.
Appraiser.
Yay, that's gonna be fun.
During your time, do keep an eye out for those who know the world and talk of it cautiously.
Okay.
With this, it's a bit odd to judge what she means by know of the world, but you can guess just people who are more informed or are wiser, in a sense.
I kind of just assume she knows I'm not the wisest person.
Yeah.
So,
Also, there you may wish to talk to a fortune teller.
um, I did see one back in town. Maybe once they're done in the swamp, I'll talk to them if they're still in town.
She gives a polite nod, um, and
Well, I have
taking
no
a
idea if she actually knows where I'm coming from right now.
mm,
Oh well, it doesn't matter.
uh so a swamp of all places.
Well, there are reports in Durnbull currently of um children going missing in the swamps. We're trying to find the source and put an end to it, and
Hmm.
hopefully rescue the children if at all possible. But the current working theory is that it's will-o-wisps, and I don't exactly think they'll be kind to children they capture.
I see. I haven't dealt with will-o-wisps before, but undead are especially unkind. I apologize that I can't exactly help much there. Um, uh, take, taking a pause, she looks up into the sky, trying to, trying to think while looking at the stars. Well, and while she's doing that, uh, do you want to do anything while she's in the middle of thinking?
Not particularly. Just kind of sip my tea.
Hmm. The tea itself is a very refreshing one. It has a slight minty flavor.
Okay.
But beside the minty flavor, it does have a very light and slight citrus to it.
Okay.
Not which greatly complements the mint taste. Um, and does help relax your body a bit.
Okay. I don't drink tea. I'm just gonna pretend that I know. I'm just gonna pretend I can imagine how that
Nod
would
head
taste.
and say yes.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Um, but yeah.
Hot leaf juice. Ira would be disappointed in me.
Uh, hmm. And then you hear a horn in distance, and
Oh,
Saint Donna looks towards the sound. Hmm. Looks like my time is up. Uh, Apologies for that. Also, you do need to head to sleep.
yes, of course. Thank you for meeting with me.
Of course. Um, hmm. Before leaving, she thinks for a bit. Claire,
Yes.
do. Hmm. Hmm. You can see she's really trying to think of how to say goodbye. Like, um, I hope you find peace with yourself.
Thank you.
And she leaves
Okay.
awkwardly. Um, Initially walking away, but then like un unfolding a pair of wings and then flying off.
It's like that, like take 3 steps away, quickly look back, and then like
Yeah.
basically like sprint off type
Yep.
of like goodbye.
Yep. It.
All right.
You can tell she hasn't had much interactions with mortals.
All right.
Yeah. All you
I'm assuming Echo
youngsters.
can.
But yeah, yes, Echo is bringing you back. You head out the way from the entrance, exiting back into the darkness, which your eye has to readjust.
Oh yeah, I just go blind immediately.
Just but the good thing is there is a decent amount of moonlight from Galak,
Right.
even though it is slightly green tinted. Heading back, you eventually find uh get back to your bedroll. And Miru does acknowledge your return, but doesn't say anything, and you head back to sleep
Okay.
and begin mentally preparing yourself for the next day. For well, when you eventually wake up again.
Yep.
And Echo sleeping soundly in the pouch or in whatever pocket you have
Well, I
designated
I
for
I
him.
have like the cotton ball.
All right.
Yeah, it's his own little bed.
Yep. And that would be it.
All right. Yay, another session of just talking.
Yep.
I don't mind. I like this.
Yeah. But I want to see how you all try to avoid combat next episode.
Ah, damn it, we're gonna be forced into it, aren't
I mean,
we?
it is a swamp.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm gonna start liking our characters' dynamic once we get into combat, because there's gonna be role play around it where like I don't heal myself,
Yeah.
and everyone else has healing abilities too. They're like, no, you fucking don't. Stay alive, you bitch.
Yep. But yeah, anyways, that would be the end of the episode. I do hope you enjoyed. Next time, I do hope we can actually get an actual session. And
Yeah, sorry
the
about last
world
week.
the world really wants to end all D&D sessions. But
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry about last week. Sorry about that.
it's fine. But anyways, if you do enjoyed, please do like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video.